Now, there are a lot of commercial applications of deepfake technology that are ethical. Everything from video restoration, taking content from the 1940s and 50s from black and white into 4K color, real-time translations, being able to hop on phone calls and Microsoft Team calls and actually speak multiple different languages and all communicate and understand each other. There are plenty of consumer mobile apps that have gone to the top of the charts that use synthetic media technology to provide entertainment to people. There's also things like fashion, virtual try-on. Imagine buying something online and seeing it on your own self immediately and trying on 100 different clothes without actually going into the store. Localized media content and automatic subbing and dubbing is really our focus right now. But of course, over time, this technology is going to develop, and there are plenty of commercial applications that we're not even aware of right now. But starting out this presentation, we'd like to do a brief 5 or 10 minute exercise where we ask you actually to take some time and think about what the DoD applications might be based on, right? If there will be a world where synthetic media operates everywhere, where you can control full faces and voices in any single language, how is that really going to change the United States approach to offensive and defensive applications? So yeah, we will take a brief pause here. If you want to spend 5 minutes just thinking about it, maybe breaking into small groups. We could have this side of the room discuss and this side of the room discuss. We'll have some people floating around, and then in just a few minutes we'll come back and hear what y'all think.
We talked about using the likenesses of historical people and whether it's okay and ethical to make them say things that are within our ethical decisions now and what our opinions are. Is that what they would have said? And would we feel the same if they were selling a product like a Coke or is it okay if Abraham Lincoln is selling Coca-Cola online? Is that the same? Does it feel the same to us?
Right. And in this world where you can make anyone say anything, who gets to decide who says what? Right. And I think that's a really interesting question.
Oh, we just talked about security and how do we ensure the watermarks are there or really the issue of how do we handle with all the digital media? Because the issue is anything digital can be manipulated. We mentioned the old TVs, and now that all of it's digital, you can intercept through the air in a variety of other ways. So how do we have those vetters in the pipeline? Because, the receiver doesn't know what might have happened between the initial digital trance and then the deep fake between and then the actual.
I think that's a really interesting point, right? Especially as all of this content is being shared and consumed on social platforms like Facebook and TikTok and WhatsApp. I think it's going to be really important to have detection integration into all of these platforms. So anytime you're seeing a video, whether it's real or fake, you have that score right there that will tell you what the AI can detect in terms of manipulation.
We had a question real quick from the chat. Karen asked, is this mobile technology, could the translation services be used in the field to help diffuse miscommunication, tension, etc., instead of relying on local interpreters?
Yes, so that's something we're working very, very hard on. Right now, there's about a 5-minute latency, which means it's not currently ready to go in the field. Over the next 6 months, we have plans to get that down to 5 seconds. So you'll be able to, using a mobile device, talk to people in any single language and have full and real, honest communication in your own voice. I don't know if anyone here has watched Star Trek, but it is exactly like the Star Trek Universal Translator. So we really appreciate all your participation. We've been thinking a lot about the applications of this, from security threats to also potential use cases. And essentially, here's how we think about this technology. The adversary threats that could be presented include things like blackmail, extortion of key leaders, personnel with sensitive info, information warfare and psyops, as we've already seen in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and coordinated C2 disruption. There are also a lot of opportunities for the Air Force and DoD to use the same technology through offensive information warfare. As we discussed, translation at scale, in the field, and also over the wire, training and education tooling, where we can take field manuals of 50 pages and convert them into interactive and educational videos. And then finally, deepfake detection. So anytime a video is presented online or in person, you will be able to know whether it is a true and honest representation or if it has been synthetically manipulated.
So you say opportunities on the good guy side there. The training and education piece, do you have that capability now?
Yeah, we do actually. We can take text-based content and convert it into video-based content, and it feels a lot more engaging, right? So when we're looking at blackmail and extortion, specifically here, we're talking about near-peer adversaries identifying individuals with access to sensitive information, creating videos of those individuals in compromising situations, saying things and doing things that never actually happened, and then foreign agents threatening to expose that individual for blackmail and blackmail them for classified information, right? Essentially, this risks that information and makes that technology able to, it's kind of like a backdoor leak. Instead of having to hack into the computer, they can just now hack that person. It's social engineering on a new scale, right? And then we can also discuss coordinated C2 disruption. So imagine a fake video of aerial imagery or of a military commander promoting conflicting and confusing information through social platforms, and partnering that with a coordinated air or ground strike that occurs amid the spread of that fake video. If US DoD or IC operatives have to second guess their decision, that means that even minutes delay in action can cost people's lives. And that is a serious threat that needs to be taken and combated today, because this is already happening, as we've seen, right? And then finally, we can see information warfare, just creating and spreading so much misinformation, which is right out of the playbook of our enemies, to just spread so much falsehoods that you cannot trust what your eyes and your ears are telling us anymore. And the goal would be to manipulate US, NATO countries' public opinion against current international support. So again, we could have United States celebrities or international soccer stars promoting support for Russia in the Ukraine conflict. And that sways public opinion. As we all know, the public can be swayed quite easily with celebrity influence. And this is something that we've not seen in the past before the advent of deepfake technology, but we will see more and more of this happening in the future. Now, going on to the opportunities that this presents the United States DoD. Just as our enemies are using this technology, we can use it in the same way. Now, offensive information warfare can be applied to terrorist cells, taking terrorist leaders and making sure that their influence and their charismatic power is diminished. And so we can actually save the lives of US soldiers by dismantling from the inside some of these organizations that promote terrorism internationally.